Aqua Mouse Pokemon and the evolved form of Azurill. The end of its tail serves as a buoy that keeps it from drowning, even in a vicious current. Celebi, the time travel Pokemon. When Celebi disappears deep in a forest, it is said to leave behind an egg it brought from the future. Cocoon, the cocoon Pokemon and an evolved form of Wurtle. It conserves its energy by moving as little as possible. It awaits evolution, while drinking only a little rainwater. Cascoon, the cocoon Pokemon and an evolved form of Wurtle. Its body, which is made of soft silk, hardens over time. When cracks appear, evolution is near. Togetic.
Hold on.
Lotad, the water weed Pokemon. It searches about for clean water. If it does not drink water for too long, the leaf on its head wilts. The Jolly Lombre, the Jolly Pokemon and the evolved form of Lotad. It lives at the water's edge, where it is sunny. It sleeps on a bed of water grass by day and becomes active at night. Ludicolo, the carefree Pokemon and the evolved form of Lombre. The rhythm of bright, festive music activates Ludicolo's cells, making it more powerful. C-Dot, the Aether Pokemon. If it remains still, it becomes impossible to distinguish from real nuts. It delights in surprising foraging Pidgeys. Nuzleaf, the wily Pokemon and the evolved form of C-Dot. They live in holes bored in large trees. The sound of Nuzleaf's grass flute fills listeners with dread. Shiftry, the wicked Pokemon and the evolved form of Nuzleaf. A Pokemon that was feared as a forest guardian. It can read the foe's mind and take preemptive action. Tailo, the tiny swallow Pokemon. It dislikes cold seasons. They migrate to other lands in search of warmth, flying over 180 miles a day. Swallow, the swallow Pokemon and the evolved form of Tailo. If its two tail feathers are standing at attention, it is proof of good health. It soars elegantly in the sky. Wingull, the seagull Pokemon. It rides upon ocean winds, as if it were a glider. In the winter, it hides food. Delibird, the water bird Pokemon and the evolved form of Wingull. It is a flying transporter that carries small Pokemon in its beak. It bobs on the waves to rest its wings. Rolls, the feeling Pokemon. It is highly attuned to the emotions of people and Pokemon. It hides if it senses hostility. Corroya, the emotion Pokemon and the evolved form of Rolls. The cheerful spirit of its trainer gives it energy for its psychokinetic power. It spins and dances when happy. Surskit, the pond skater Pokemon. They usually live on ponds, but after an evening shower, they may appear on puddles in towns. Masquerain, the eyeball Pokemon and the evolved form of Surskit. The antennae have distinctive patterns that look like eyes. When it rains, they grow heavy, making flight impossible. Shroomish, the mushroom Pokemon. It prefers damp places. By day it remains still in the forest shade. It releases toxic powder from its head. Slackoth, the slacker Pokemon. It sleeps for 20 hours every day. Making drowsy those that see it is one of its abilities. Nincada, the trainee Pokemon. Because it lived almost entirely underground, it is nearly blind. It uses its antennae instead. Whisper, the whisper Pokemon. It usually murmurs, but starts crying loudly if it senses danger. It stops when its ear covers are shut. Loudred, the big voice Pokemon and the evolved form of Whisper. When it stamps its feet and bellows, it generates ultrasonic waves that can blow apart a house. Exploud. The loud noise Pokemon and the evolved form of Loudred. It emits a variety of sounds from the holes all over its body. Its loud cries can be heard from over 6 miles away. Makuhita. The Guts Pokemon. It grows stronger by enduring harsh training. It is a gutsy Pokemon that can withstand any attack. Hariyama. The arm thrust Pokemon and the evolved form of Makuhita. It stomps on the ground to build power. It can send a 10-ton truck flying with a straight arm punch. Nose Pass. The Compass Pokemon. Its magnetic nose consistently faces north. Travelers check Nose Pass to get Skitty. The Kevin Pokemon. It is said to be difficult to earn its trust. However, it is extremely popular for its cute looks and behavior. Hillcatty. The Kevin Pokemon and the evolved form of Skitty. The favorite of trend-conscious female trainers, they are used in competition for their style and fur. Sableye. The Darkness Pokemon. It feeds on gemstone crystals. In darkness, its eyes sparkle with the glitter of jewels. Mawile. The Deceiver Pokemon. It uses its puzzle-looking face to lull foes into complacency, then bites with its huge, relentless jaws. Aeron. The Iron Armor Pokemon. It eats iron to build its steel body. It is a pest that descends from mountains to eat bridges and train tracks. Lairon. The Iron Armor Pokemon and the evolved form of Aeron. It habitually shows off its strength with the size of sparks it creates by ramming its steel body into boulders. Meditite. The Meditate Pokemon. It never skips its daily yoga training. It heightens its inner strength through meditation. Medicham. The Meditate Pokemon and the evolved form of Meditite. It elegantly avoids attacks with dance-like steps, then launches a devastating blow in the same motion. Electrike. The Lightning Pokemon. It stores static electricity in its fur for discharging. It gives off sparks if a storm approaches. Manectric. The discharged Pokemon and the evolved form of Electrike. It rarely appears before people. It is said to nest where lightning has fallen. Puzzle. The Cheering Pokemon. It cheers on partners, while scattering sparks from its body. It climbs telephone poles to absorb electricity. Minun. The Cheering Pokemon. Its dislike of water makes it take shelter under the eaves of houses in rain. It uses pom-poms made of sparks for cheering. Volbeat. The Firefly Pokemon. It lives around clean ponds. At night, its rear lights up. It converses with others by flashing its light. Ilmise. The Firefly Pokemon. It guides Volbeats to draw signs in night skies. There are scientists that study the pattern. Reselia. The Thorn Pokemon. Its flowers give off a relaxing fragrance. The stronger its aroma, the healthier the Reselia is. Gulpin. The Stomach Pokemon. There is nothing its stomach can't digest. While it is digesting, overpowering gases are expelled. Arbana. The Savage Pokemon. It lives in massive rivers that course through jungles. It swarms prey that entered its territory. Sharpedo. The brutal Pokemon and the evolved form of Carvanha. The ruffian of the seas, it has fangs that crunch through iron. It swims by jetting water from its rear. Whalmer. The ball whale Pokemon. When it sucks in a large volume of seawater, it becomes like a big, bouncy ball. It eats a ton of food daily. Whalord. The float whale Pokemon and the evolved form of Whalmer. It is among the largest of all Pokemon. It herds prey in a pack then swallows the massed prey in one gulp. Numel. The numb Pokemon. Magma of almost 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit courses through its body. When it grows cold, the magma hardens and slows it. Torpor. The coal Pokemon. It burns coal inside its shell. If it is attacked, it belches thick, black smoke and flees. Spoink. The bounce Pokemon. It apparently dies if it stops bouncing about. It carries a pearl from Clamperl on its head. Spinda. The spot panda Pokemon. No two Spindas are said to have identical patterns. It confuses those with its stumbling motions. Trapinch. The ant-pit Pokemon. It lives in arid deserts. It makes a sloping pit trap in sand where it patiently awaits prey. Cacnea. The cactus Pokemon. It prefers harsh environments such as deserts. It can survive for 30 days on water stored in its body. Swallow. The cotton bird Pokemon. It constantly grooms its cotton-like wings. It takes a shower to clean itself if it becomes dirty. Zangoose. The cat ferret Pokemon. If it comes across a Seviper, its fur bristles and it assumes its battle pose. Its sharp claws are its best weapon. Seviper. The fang snake Pokemon. It sharpens its sword-like tail on hard rocks. It hides in tall grass and strikes and wary prey with venomous fangs. Lunatone. The meteorite Pokemon. Its health ebbs and flows with the lunar cycle. It brims with power when exposed to the light of the full moon. Solrock. The meteorite Pokemon. It absorbs solar energy during the day. Always expressionless, it can sense what its foe is thinking. Barboach. The Whiskers Pokemon. It probes muddy river beds with its two long whiskers. A slimy film protects its body. Whiscash. The Whiskers Pokemon and the evolved form of Barboach. It makes its nest at the bottom of swamps. It will eat anything. If it is alive, Whiscash will eat it. Corpfish. The ruffian Pokemon. It came from overseas. It is a very hardy creature that will quickly proliferate, even in polluted streams. Crawdaught. The rogue Pokemon and the evolved form of Corpfish. A rough customer that wildly flails its giant claws. It's said to be extremely hard to raise. Baltoid. The clay doll Pokemon. It was discovered in ancient ruins. While moving, it constantly spins. It stands on one foot even when asleep. Lileep. The sea lily Pokemon. It became extinct roughly 100 million years ago. It was regenerated from a fossil using advanced techniques. Anorith. The old shrimp Pokemon. It is a kind of Pokemon progenitor. It uses its extending claws to catch prey hiding among rocks on the seafloor. Phoebus. The fish Pokemon. Ridiculed for its shabby appearance, it is ignored by researchers. It lives in ponds choked with weeds. Melodic. The tender Pokemon and the evolved form of Phoebus. Melodic is breathtakingly beautiful. Those that see it are said to forget their combative spirits. Castform. The weather Pokemon. It has the ability to change its form into the sun, the rain, or a snow cloud, depending on the weather. Kecleon. The color swap Pokemon. It changes body color to blend in with its surroundings. It also changes color. Shuppet. The puppet Pokemon. It loves to feed on feelings like envy and malice. Its upright horn catches the emotions of people. Duskull. The Requiem Pokemon. Making itself invisible, it silently sneaks up to prey. It has the ability to slip through thick walls. Tropius. The fruit Pokemon. It lives in tropical jungles. The bunch of fruit around its neck is delicious. The fruit grows twice a year. Chimecho. The wind chime Pokemon. It travels by riding on winds. It cleverly uses its long tail to pluck nuts and berries, which it loves to eat. Absol. The disaster Pokemon. It appears when it senses an impending natural disaster. As a result, it was mistaken as a doombringer. Snorunt. Snorunt. The Snowhead Pokemon. It is said that a home visited by a Snorunt will prosper. It can withstand cold of -150 degrees Fahrenheit. Spheal. The Clap Pokemon. Its body is covered in fluffy fur. The fur keeps it from feeling cold while it is rolling on ice. Celia. The Ball Roll Pokemon and the evolved form of Spheal. It touches new things with its nose to test for smell and feel. It plays by spinning Spheal on its nose. Clamperl. The Bivalve Pokemon. It is protected by a sturdy shell. Once in a lifetime, it makes a magnificent pearl. Tail. Huntail. The deep sea Pokemon and unevolved form of Clamperl. It lives deep in the sea where no light ever filters down. It lights up its small fish-like tail to attract prey. Gorbis. The South Sea Pokemon and evolved form of Clamperl. Its swimming form is exquisitely elegant. With its thin mouth, it feeds on seaweed that grows between rocks. Relicanth. The Longevity Pokemon. It has remained unchanged for 100 million years. It was discovered during a deep-sea exploration. Lovedisc. The Rendezvous Pokemon. During the spawning season, countless Lovediscs congregate at coral reefs, turning the waters pink. Aegon. The Rockhead Pokemon. Its steel hard head can shatter boulders. It longingly hopes for wings to grow so it can fly. Shelgon. The Endurance Pokemon and the evolved form of Aegon. Its armored body makes all attacks bounce off. The armor is too tough, however, making it heavy and somewhat sluggish. Beldum. The Iron Ball Pokemon. It uses magnetic waves to converse with its kind. All the cells in its body are magnetic. Regirock. The Rock Peak Pokemon. It is entirely composed of rocks with no sign of a brain or heart. It is a mystery even to modern scientists. Regis. The Iceberg Pokemon. Research revealed that its body is made of the same kind of ice that is found at the South Pole. Registeel. The Iron Pokemon. It is sturdier than any kind of metal. It's hardened due to pressure underground over tens of thousands of years. Latias. The Eon Pokemon. It can telepathically communicate with people. It changes its appearance using its down that refracts light. Latias. The Eon Pokemon. It has a docile temperament and dislikes fighting. Tucking in its forelegs, it can fly faster than a jet plane. Kyogre. The Sea Basin Pokemon. This Pokemon is said to have expanded the sea by bringing heavy rains. It has the power to control water. Groudon. The Continent Pokemon. This legendary Pokemon is said to represent the land. It went to sleep after dueling Kyogre. Rayquaza. The Sky-High Pokemon. It has lived for hundreds of millions of years in the ozone layer. Its flying form looks like a meteor. Jirachi. The Wish Pokemon. It is said to make any wish come true. It is awake for only 7 days